We are now going to be joined by Ben Clarke, the mayor of Sylvan Lake, to talk to us about some of the updates that are happening in Sylvan Lake, as well as his position as mayor. Ben, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So, Ben, can we talk a little bit first about your position as the mayor of Sylvan Lake and a little bit of your background? How long have you been the mayor and what led you to this position?
So I've been the mayor for 2 years. It's an appointed position in Sylvan. So when Aaron Lorenz was not reelected, there was a situation where, we needed a mayor and the council, the members appointed me. So that's how I found myself in that position.
And then, Ben, you and I talked about some of the yearly updates during the State of the Community's address. But for our viewers that either haven't seen it yet or want to get some more information, could you give us an overview about some of the big updates that are happening in Sylvan Lake over the past year?
Sure. So one of the big ones that's going to be on the front of our minds is the Orchard Lake Road recapping that's happening between Telegraph and Middle Belt. I had already heard today that there was a delay that it has caused. So, that's going to be kind of forefront for affecting our travels this summer until they're done with that project. Other things we have, let's see, there's the street lights are getting converted to LED. We have, they're replacing, they're adding a berm onto James K to separate some of like the sound from Telegraph. That was a project that was started last year, but due to a particularly rainy summer, it was kind of a slow project. So we're continuing that. A big one that we've been trying to get moving has been our seawall. It's taken years to get like the permits to really be allowed to do that. So we are now going to be replacing our seawall this year. And let's see, there's a number of things. We're installing some crosswalks on the Clinton River Trail. That's an important one too. And then generally, we do need to be repaving our roads. We passed a millage 2 years ago to help us with that. And that we should see some roads being repaved this summer, hopefully in Inverness. So.
And Ben, the Sylvan Lake Community Center and the events that you guys host in Sylvan Lake are so special to the community, and definitely a draw to become a resident in Sylvan Lake. What sort of events do you guys have coming up looking into the spring and the summertime?
Yeah, there's a great group that really organizes. We have a Parks and Rec, and they do awesome events that are very consistent. They're kind of the same ones every year. There's a group of residents that are also organizing events, and they do it, kind of just volunteer. And they this year they have food trucks, and they're going to have some live music events. There's something going on it's like almost every week with the food trucks. So there's a lot of organizing happening.
And then, Ben, looking into the COVID-19 restrictions lessening up a little bit and easing into the spring and summertime, what does it mean for the Sylvan Lake community to be able to return to a little bit more normal aspect of community events?
Yeah, I think it's great. There's a weekly, every Wednesday, there's a game night at the community center. Being able to host those indoor events was something that we really did lose out on. So with kind of the change in that, we're more open to inside events. I think also just a reduction in anxiety around COVID. I think that's important so that people can just feel more normal interacting with each other and their neighbors.
And Ben, as the mayor of Sylvan Lake, you get to go in and have hands-on experiences with everyone at those events and the residents in Sylvan Lake. What does it mean if someone has not either visited Sylvan Lake or doesn't know about the prettiest little town in the state of Michigan? What does it mean to be the mayor of Sylvan Lake?
It means a lot to me. It's a community of like 1,700 people, so it's a small community. So you really do get a very personal understanding of your neighbors through this position. That's been really cool, honestly. It forces you into a position where you're making conversations with people who you might not have otherwise had conversations with, and that's been awesome for me.
And Ben, is there anything that you wanted to share with the residents of Sylvan Lake, with things that they should know either coming up with those events or certain house cleaning things that they need to know headed into the springtime?
Yeah, I would say one really important thing is to keep your eyes on the Sylvan Lake calendar. Go to sylvanlake.org. There's a calendar kind of front and center, or a link to a calendar. That will inform you of community events, any of those. Just get involved, I guess. That's probably the most important thing. Show up. They're very welcoming, fun events. So be a part of the community.
And then Ben, if a Sylvan Lake resident wants to reach out to either you or anyone else on the city council, what is the best way to do so?
The best way is through email. You can find our emails on the website. You can also reach out to the city manager, John Martin. He will always forward us stuff, any concerns. Sometimes it's best to hit up John first because he can kind of direct things, whether, it might be a city council issue, a planning commission issue, or it might just be his issue. So, I would say just go to the website and contact us. We want to hear from you.
Well, Ben, it was a pleasure having you on The Splash this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.